Okay, so it's that time of year where college basketball is dominating the sports news with March Madness. And in the history class, we've been talking about the causes of the Civil War. And today it will be Monday, and we're going to go back to Kansas. So we've talked about the Kansas-Nebraska Act, and what the Kansas-Nebraska Act does, it opens up the idea of slavery to the Kansas and Nebraska territories with the concept of popular sovereignty. In other words, the people of Kansas and Nebraska would choose whether or not they wanted slavery. Popular sovereignty going back to we the people, to the Constitution, and so they would choose in Kansas and Nebraska whether or not slavery would be allowed. Um, the Civil War starts in 1861, but many historians will say that the Civil War really starts in the Kansas and Missouri territories, around the Kansas-Missouri border, excuse me, in the 1850s after the passing of the Kansas-Nebraska Act. When this violence starts, and they will call it Bleeding Kansas, the abolitionists in Kansas will be known as the Jayhawks. And the Jayhawkers, the Jayhawkers could be very violent towards people who were supporting slavery. And the people of Missouri, a lot of times, would want to migrate out to Kansas as soon as possible because the people of Missouri had slaves and they wanted slavery to expand because this whole thing is about balance of power. So that's going to lead us into our speech. You're going to read from Massachusetts Senator Charles Sumner, who was a very supportive abolitionist. He was a staunch abolitionist. He wanted to end slavery and he wanted to end it quickly. And yeah, that will lead us into today.